wanwadhi ka Yesu, wanwadhi chamo ngima, wanwadhi ka Yesu, wanwadhi chamo ngima, kakong'o dong' kodi kanyo, wanwadhi ka Yesu, wanwadhi chamo ngima, kamondi odong' kodi kanyo, wanwadhi ka Yesu, wanwadhi chamo ngima, ni wanwadhi ka Yesu, wanwadhi chamo ngima, kakong'o dong' kodi kanyo, wanwadhi ka Yesu, wanwadhi chamo ngima.
This area is ravaged by very variable weather in terms of seasonal rains. So one time they have good rains, the next time they don't have good rains. And this variability really affects people's capabilities to cope. Weather and climate information are key to people's livelihoods.
The biological systems that were relied on by the communities for weather forecast are being transformed. Seasonal amounts of rainfall have declined. They are not getting as much rainfall to see their crop through.
There's a possibility in the next 20 years, some of the best tree species will have already gone. Some of our best traditional seeds, which we used to plant, because there is always insufficient rainfall and people don't harvest, we will also have already gone. So unless we take some measures, then things will be worse in the next 20 years.
The kind of weather forecast that is given out cannot be understood very readily by the farming communities.
The information is scientific in its nature, and a lot of the people who need this information may not easily interpret scientific information.
They talk about probabilistic, deterministic, and people don't understand all the time.
They don't know what to do, what to plant by this season or the long season. We need it to be broken down a bit so that we can be able to digest and come up with a solution.
There is that need to bring it from a level of being just scientific information to practical information that you can use every day.
It's a major challenge to create awareness. It's also a major challenge to get to the end users of the product so that they utilize them accordingly.
Many of our farmers, we find they don't access the media, especially in the rural where there are no newspapers. Some farmers have no radios, they have no TVs. So you find they're just in dark.
From our own experience, we know that it's not just a matter of saying this is how the rainfall is going to behave in the next month.
We need closer proximity between the providers of the information and the users of that information.
Red color, that means it start to rain, moderate to severe rain, very high sun to rain.
We can advise you on where to source some seeds. We have over 50 seed companies in this country.
Do I harvest my crop today or tomorrow? What happens if hail is predicted? What happens about insects? The uncertainty is never zero, even today, because the weather data that we measure is complicated.
Yeah.
This is fantastic, and I think we should get support in whatever form to organize meetings like this.
This workshop is very important, is permit us to share and to learn. We are now working with farmers and other NGO as a Red Cross to help farmers to adapt this climate change.
How do you make decisions about how much investment you're going to put in? If you buy the certified seeds, it's difficult, you've got to go and get them, they will cost more, but they will give you a better yield, you hope.
Thĩinĩ wa ũhoro ũrĩa twĩna hĩndĩ ĩno kana tũrathoma hĩndĩ ĩno nĩ ũratũteithia gũkorwo tũkĩmenyerera nĩ mbegũ cia mũthemba ũrĩkũ twagĩrĩirwo nĩ kũhanda kana twagĩrĩirwo nĩ kũhanda rĩ nĩgetha tũkahota gũkorwo nĩ twatwarana na ũhoro wa rĩera ũrĩa rĩrathiĩ.
It makes people understand, because the first time we got this information, it was not ours. It was the people from office, but not the ground people. But the workshop has shown me that the information from the above, it's not for the office. It is for really a person who is on the ground. As we get it from the mega, we can have it to the agriculture sections, then or we can have it to the different groups, the churches. Maybe you can get it to the SMS, maybe the email, who has the email. Maybe I'll share with the 1 or 2 friends, but still they have to share with their friends. So at the end of the all, you find that that SMS, you SMS it to one person, or that email was to one person, but it's able to reach to about 20 or 30, even some to an extent to 100.
They will have a meeting with the farmers. We will explain to them, teach them, tell them about what we have learned here, about the weather forecast, the rain, the seeds to plant, how to prepare their farms, and everything, and how the rain will come, so that they can be able to have confidence when planting.
It's a different approach than ours in Senegal. The general approach of our project is early warning system to help people to be prepared against flood. Here it's an agriculture approach, and this can help us to find another way with climate information in Senegal.
This kind of forums provide opportunity for us to reach more communities out there than we can otherwise do in terms of just trying to call meetings. We must be cognizant of the people we are serving. It's pointless to have information that would be useful to someone else and you don't want to pass it on. Especially if you are in government employ. It's our responsibility to provide this information to the communities. But you look at, like, for example, the participation and the enthusiasm that I'm seeing here. It's very encouraging.
When the people get information, the right information, they can be prepared and they can anticipate the disaster.
What we want to see is people's resilience increased through initiatives like this, being able to use the climate and weather information together with other inputs from technical departments like agriculture, livestock.
In the future, we can speak the same language about climate change.
We are now thinking of getting services direct to the people, improvement of food security, water services, disaster risk reduction, and all this. It's not just Met services that will be able to input into this. It will be all manner of experts.
Our duty, our task is to help the communities to first understand what's mean climate change, what's negative impact of positive impact, and how to find solution adapted or mitigate.
If the offshoot of this exercise is such that even as we leave this place, people now be demanding that these services be delivered to them, then we'll have the right kind of impact.